years ago was not planned on my part. I have to say the Lord has something for me to do, and He's running out of patience because I'm not doing anything. But I am standing up for America, and it's a free country, and I want it to stay that way. Now, here's what happened that morning. The boat that we were on that took us to the landing area was the Thomas Jefferson, the big cruise ship that converted to a troop ship. We went down on that stormy morning on a ladder. My situation was with artillery, and we were with the division, headquarters battery, and our job was to set up the radio, practice that for a whole year and a half, and start communicating. Now, that is if everything was going to go good. Now, when the ramp went down, we had 300 feet or yards to run out there in that beach because the tide was out. Now, the tide was coming in, so you don't stand around wait for it. And I looked around, and I knew Jeff was my sidekick. He carried the battery, I carried the radio. That's our job. We had a sergeant and a captain. The sergeant disappeared. The captain went over to check something, and I looked at Jeff and I said, Jeff, we got to do something, and let's get going. And so we started going to where all the fireworks are going, which was about 2 steps, and we got middle. I got used to, because I worked in the meat market, seeing gut and part, eating guts all over, and I saw that with people. First time I realized how many things going on in our heart, in our body. Well, that didn't stop me. I was used to it. So Jeff and I fell down 3 or 4 times because we were targeted, and because of what we were carrying. The Germans were ready for us. They'd been waiting for 4 years. And they had practice and practice. They could have closed their eyes and turned the trigger and wipe out people. It was a massacre to begin with. Now the Navy did their job, the Air Force stopped because they couldn't see, and the Navy couldn't see with the big battleships. However, they weren't blind to what was going on, and it was starting to be a massacre. The Germans were just killing people, but artillery, fire, everything. We had one ship I stood on, but I went in on as LCVP. That's a landing ship, craft, or personal or vehicle. It's nothing but vehicles. I was standing on the bow of that thing, and I saw this great big ship discharging rockets. I looked back at the guys and I said, at least somebody's doing something. What we found out later, next 2 days, all they killed was fish. They missed the targets completely, and that was that one charge. Nothing went right. The artillery pieces came in what they called docks. That's an amphibious thing. They loaded a 105 Hauser with ammunition and a crew, and it's ocean going. And they started in the beach. Now, I didn't know that. No one was telling me what happened. So all of a sudden, we began to realize that something was not right. I got our radio going, and nothing happened. We talked and back and forth. And we didn't find out till that night that all our artillery pieces, 12 of them, were in ducks. 11 turned upside down because the ocean was just going like that. One got on the beach and he got hit immediately. It took this. So now all of a sudden we don't have a sergeant, we don't have a captain, we don't have anything but ourselves. And so what we tried to do, I worked with the infantry and nothing happened. One of the infantry guys came with a great big torpedo that you stick underneath the barbed wire, and fire in the hole, took off. But the fire in the hole didn't show up. And so if he stood up, he got killed. If he lay down, he got a survivor. It was not good, not good. And people were bleeding alongside of you. Medical guys are killed just as quick as the other guys. And it was getting worse and worse. But by noon, the destroyers way out there on the picket line to keep the German submarines from bothering us. They left and came in and parallel the beach. And they got a crew ashore, which was a landing party, and they got the infantry and talked to them. Everything that they wanted to do, they did. And by noon, the battle on the beach won. By this afternoon, we're on the hedge, up on top. I wasn't, because I had no equipment for fighting. The main thing I was worried about was artillery. The captain came by to the beach at night. It doesn't get dark, as you guys know, until about 10 o'clock at night. He came along the beach and he said, "So here you are." I said, "Well, where were you?" And he said, "Well, we're looking for you." And I said, "Well, we were here, but nothing worked." And he said, "Martin, it wouldn't have worked anyway." And I said, "What do you mean?" "We don't have any guns. You're upside down." Now, everything was going along. If you stood up, you got killed. If you lay still, you fell flat. And so, a Sherman tank came up as close as that lady right there. And I said to Jeff, "Jeff, we're going to get hit." Wham! The Germans had guns that parallel to the shorelines, just like that. And they were watching all this. And they were shooting with AEs and then to me. Anyway, they hit the side of the tank, and felt something hit me in the side of the face. And I looked it over at Jeff and he said, "You're bleeding." I said, "I know that." And I ran my tongue around, see if my teeth were still there, and I could talk. So I said, "I'm all right. I'm good." So we just stayed up there. Just a minute. So we stayed there, and the captain said, "Well, there's nothing we can do. We don't have any artillery. We don't have any communications." So down the beach, farther down the beach, where the number 1 division, the big A, number 1, and found a good place where we could dig in. So we dug in. And then on the ship, before I got departed from the ship, I asked the whatever you call it, Navy guys,
The mess sergeant.
in
The mess sergeant.
the mess hall. Well, that's what we call it, the
Yeah.
mess. Anyway, I had 2 loaves of white bread. I hadn't had white bread for years. And eagerly for practicing for a year and a half. So that's the only thing that turned out good, and we ate the
He had dinner for everybody.
By night, though, one thing that had changed immensely, because we had defeated the Germans on the beach. And that's what Rommel said, we have to hold it here for 24 hours. Didn't quite make it. But here's the big problem. In England, we practice all these things, and all of a sudden, we're forced with hedgerows. And that's where anything he sees you go on the planet. Trees growing in there, Germans on one side, we're on the other side. We're supposed to take St. Lo within 5 weeks. I mean, 1 week. It took us 5 weeks. We took Cherbourg, but we couldn't use it because they mined it terribly with all kinds of stuff. And so we had to depend upon the LSTs and all that sort of stuff. And if you went down to the other end of the thing and saw what kind of equipment we had to bring supplies in, we had everything we needed from that on. So that is my story. I went all the way from D-Day. Whenever that infantry battalion got to the point where they couldn't fight, then they brought in another, and we went back to artillery. We had a captain again, and a sergeant, and so forth. I made sergeant a little bit later, because it wasn't too hard to make a sergeant, because they was picking you off right place. Anyway, it was the beach German. It's amazing. I can tell you stories about the German prisoners that said we had it so good here in Normandy that we didn't have to worry about anything. And they watched them build all the structures and so forth. The Germans were prepared. They really were prepared, but they weren't prepared for what we had. They had 2 German planes came into the beach section, and they moved up to the beach pretty good. But we didn't see one German plane the whole time we were there. Our Air Force did a great job. I can't praise it enough, and the Navy. We all did, but the home folks did also, because you supplied everything we needed, and we needed a lot. So thank you so much, thank you. That's just one part of my story, and I got shot at many times.
Oh, really?
Anyway,
Bravo for coming here. Thank you.
Bravo!
Any questions?
So Valor Tours Group, what I'd like to do is get a group photo in front of the 29th marker here. So if you would put CP and